There he is.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Dude, the hat game always strong, by the way, with you.
Oh, I appreciate it. I just, an outfit's not complete unless you have, you know, the fresh hat, the fresh shoes.
I totally agree. Agree. And maybe a skateboard, right?
Absolutely. I skate a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
We got a lot of skateboarding questions for you, man. But
let's go.
Yeah, I mean, just first off, just congratulations really quick, because you've never done this face-to-face before, but just, like, it's insane how hard your fans go for you. I mean, it's really nuts.
I actually, like, it's making us stronger. It's making us grow. It's a win every time we see something like that. It's like, it's really awesome to see, because I am still learning, you know. I'm still on this journey of just, like, okay, how do I do this? Let me learn from this, and, like, so, I mean, I'm just listening to them and, like, learning as I go, but it's awesome. It's so much fun. Dude,
and that learning experience, I'll tell you right now, just gets so simplified when you make great music and you have fans that really love you, because they'll direct you the whole way, man.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know, and I appreciate it. It's finally good to talk to you as well.
Dude, likewise. I've been looking forward to this one. All right, so let's dive in, because we have so many fan questions. All right, so this comes from Boy Blue WDW. What do you do, or what do you like to do in your free time if you're not skateboarding and you're not making music? And they want me to say, by the way, they love you so much.
I love you guys too. So besides skateboarding and making music, honestly, like, I hoop up a little bit. I play a little basketball.
Okay.
I'm pretty tall. So, like, I mean, naturally, like, I just graduate, like, I would move towards that. In, like, high school, I played a little basketball, and, like, it's just good exercise. I love playing basketball, and I'd like to draw too.
Oh, nice. How often do you get to draw?
I mean, I carry, like, a little notepad with me, like, just whether I'm writing something down, like, just taking notes, or just, like, just drawing, but, like, just random little skets of random stuff. But yeah,
I don't know if you've ever done this, but it would be rad if, like, a single artwork or something, like, was a drawing of yours. Have you ever done that?
That would be sick. That would be sick. I was actually thinking about doing a cover art made by the Ozones too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or you're just like a rad merch item. You know what I mean? Like, original art from Anthony would be cool.
That would be so sick. What do you guys think? That would be cool.
Yeah, Ozones, let us know. All right, let's get to some more here. This is cool for any new fans. NVM Avery says, how did your music career start?
So, interesting story. So I used to, skateboarding was, like, my biggest thing. I started doing it growing up ever since I could even remember how to, like, my dad was just pushing me in one. And I was hurting myself so much that my dad canceled, like, all the free boards I was getting from these companies. And, like, I was a minor, so he was able to do it. And I just saw this YouTube video of this guy busking under a bridge with his guitar case open. So busking is, like, when you're singing just out to the world. And I was like, I can do that. And I had this super just beat guitar, and it was missing a string and all this stuff. And I, like, just started going under this bridge, and I was just singing to people. And I absolutely just, like, I fell in love with the music more than the $60 I was trying to make for this skateboard. And ever since then, it was just like, I need to do this for the rest of my life.
Totally. I think that's such, like, an intangible part of success for anything, is, like, you almost have to be willing to do it for nothing to eventually, you know, like, do it for something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it's like, it can't be about the money, it can't be about the response or the reaction. It's, like, got to be because, like, A, you need to do it, and B, you just love doing it. You know?
Absolutely. That's why, like, you know, there are some, I think intention is important. Like, you have to, like, actually, like, love what you do in order to be able to, like, I imagine myself doing this for the rest of my life. That's a super long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that is so long.
And also, like, vision. I mean, you just made me think about that. Like, vision's so important to know where you're going.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, living in the moment, but also, like, having a plan and just having that direction, especially, like, at this early point in your life, is just so great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like a northern light. All right, so _Swales says, what's your favorite place to travel? Do you have, like, a, I don't know, favorite vacation spot, or maybe even, like, a place, like, that just means a lot to you?
Yeah. All right, Ella. Good question. I really love Santa Cruz Beach. Like, Santa Cruz, I have the Santa Cruz Lighthouse tattooed on my arm. it's my favorite spot to go to. Like my dad and I would go to the Santa Cruz skate park all the time, and like that is just a lot of good memories there. So Santa Cruz is definitely like a go-to spot. I love it.
That's awesome. Do you ever go there to like get inspired? Like, I don't know, like I have spots from like where I grew up that are just sentimental to me. Like if I need to like recalibrate or recenter myself, or just like, you know, if I'm getting overwhelmed by the world, I'll go there. Maybe it's a hometown. Is Santa Cruz that for you?
Absolutely, absolutely. Santa Cruz is like, I haven't been there in a while. That's the thing. It's just something where I have a lot of good memories from. But that would be a crazy idea to go there, make a song out there, like get an Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
That would be hot. But yeah, Santa Cruz for sure.
That's awesome. Torrance_Goldman said, what is something you have always wanted to do, but you haven't done?
Tour.
Yeah.
Touring is just being with your best friends and like traveling the world and trying new foods and all this cool stuff. Like I am so down for that. Like I want to so bad to, like playing shows is my favorite thing ever. So yeah. I don't know, touring would just be amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait for touring to come back, man. And as an artist, I mean, what gets better than that? You know what I mean? Seeing the world, meeting fans, like doing what you love. It's like heaven.
Yeah.
All right, Sunflower Seabees says, what made you want to start music and singing? I guess he kind of answered that, but you know what? There's actually, this is kind of related to a question that I also thought was really awesome. It was about 2 seconds. It was, oh yeah, what's your biggest influence, like early on? Like, I think I might be combining 2 questions. This came from Multi-X Sway, but like, was there any influences musically growing up where you saw somebody and you were like, I want to do what they're doing? Or I guess it's the guy in the video, but anybody in the mainstream?
So growing up, I listened to a lot of punk rock music, like skate, thrash, like rock bands, like stuff like that. So I never, like, I always just wanted to go to shows. And then I realized, like Justin Bieber came on the radio, and I was like, dang, like this dude is just, any artist now, I believe so, like any artist that is aspiring mainstream artist, pop, whatever it is, whatever artist you are, you have to be influenced by Justin Bieber. He has paved a certain path. And I definitely think you can't not be inspired by him. So he was definitely like one of the biggest people that, you know, I would research and like be like, okay, so he's doing this. Like, dang, that shit was big. That's crazy. Like, I was admiring, you know, and then the admiration turned into inspiration, and now I'm just combining them both. Yeah, that's a great point about Bieber, because like he was so. I remember when he came out, he was just so immediately popular, right? Like he's so undeniable, and then he's really like. I think it's cool that he's evolved with every album too. Especially like I think Purpose like changed the sound of pop music in the 2010s. 100%. He changed the game. And it was the album that he wrote himself, right? It was, that's the one he did himself. And that right there, too, that's a huge thing. Being able to have full creativity at such a huge standpoint, you know? Totally. So that, I would say Justin Bieber is one of my biggest inspirations. Definitely. All right, so Anthony's wrong straw. That's got to be like an inside joke. But they want to know any TV show recommendations? Any MTV show recommendations? No, TV show. Just general, like Netflix, whatever you're watching. Any recommendations? So there's this one where I recently watched it, where they find treasure. It's a new show, and they're like on this island. And what is it called in the comments? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's there's a show. Well, pretty much there's these people that live on the beach, and they call them pogues, and then they have like the rich people. And they're all looking for this very famous like treasure on a boat. Outer Banks. Oh, there you go. Outer Banks. I'm hearing a lot about that show. Oh, if you haven't seen Outer Banks, you got to watch it. It like literally makes you want to like go outside of your house and just journey and like look for, like, it gives you the feel of like, I want to go get a metal detector and like go on the beach. It's like that's it's such a weird feeling, but that show is so good. That's awesome. This is a hard hitter. I'm warning you. Ortiz_Maya wants to know carrots or cucumbers? Cucumbers, 100%. Yeah, right? Totally. Yeah. Carrots. Cucumbers are just so refreshing. Yeah. You know? You can drink, I would never drink carrot water. That's so gross. Never.
Boy Blue Anthony wants to know, what do you love the most about making music? If you could maybe boil it down to just one thing.
So the way that I go about it, just so I absolutely 100% get the full feel of what I'm making, is I never listen to the whole song until it's done. So I'll do like all the little pieces, and I have the vision, right? I trust my vision, and then still not listening to the whole song yet. Then we put all the pieces together, and that first time that it plays and you hear what you made come to life, it's like, whoa, this is insane. That feeling is so uncomparable. It's like, because at the end of the day, like, my goal is to make my own favorite music. I want to make music that I love too, not So that when I hear something I make that I also really love, it's the coolest feeling when you first hear it, especially in the studio with the big speakers around you. It's the best way to listen to something you just made.
Totally.
So yeah.
There's you make me think of a Prince quote where Prince obviously got such like a mastery level of music, but somebody asked him like, what new music are you listening to? And he's like, when I want new music, I just make it. Like you almost thought of it as like food or something. You know what I mean? When I'm hungry, it's like you just make it.
Absolutely. That's the coolest thing ever. Like making songs that you absolutely enjoy yourself too.
Totally. All right, we got a bunch more. How did you feel when you went to The Voice? That comes from Corolla G13.
All right, Corolla. Yeah, so it was an interesting learning experience. I gained a lot of experience. I learned, honestly, the biggest lesson that I learned from that show was to take the scenic route, to put the work in on my own time and grow naturally and organically, not through a TV-based like audition kind of show, because I don't know, I like the journey of it. So that was a big lesson that I had learned from doing the show, and honestly, everyone on the show was amazing. I learned so much information. Like it was such a cool experience. But yeah, that show was amazing. I learned a lot of good things from that show.
Totally. That's well said. Those shows I think serve a purpose and they're very entertaining, but they're probably not, like the scenic route is a great way to put it, like they're probably not the most conducive to artist development, right?
Yes,
it's probably what's most important to you right now. But again, like they're great shows and they're great forms of entertainment, but I'm all for the scenic route too, man. Totally. All right. Hey, this is a great question. Blue Do Edits. These usernames, man. What do the Ozones mean to you? We touched on it a little bit, but just in your own words, what do your fans mean to you?
The Ozones to me it's a squad, it's a family, it is a place of love, peace, and positivity just being spread, because I think the world could use a little bit of that right now. And just a welcoming family. Like the ozone is the protective layer too of the
I never thought of that. I never thought of that.
Like,
that's cool.
Yeah, like that's the zone of like yo, no BS, no drama. Like this is 100% real. Everyone here is cool with each other. If you got a problem with something or somebody, we're gonna work it out and make sure that it never, that everyone's cool. Like just 100% just like being homies with each other, and like that's kind of just what the Ozone is to me. Yeah.
This is a great question. Zach's Little Ozone. I know I keep saying it's great questions, but they really are. Will you ever drop merch, and if so, when? It sounds like they want merch.
Oh, merch is on the way. I'm making some Ozone merch, and I was just kind of like, for a little while, putting the voice in the little platform that I can bring, that I have to put towards the right things right now in the world that were going on, and like just learning on how to support like a lot of bigger causes. So I kind of just wanted to put my attention on that for a little while, and then once the world got a little nicer, then come in hard with the merch and the songs, and yeah, so it's on the way.
All right, a couple more before we let you go. What is this comes from Peyton Murphy, and what is your favorite performance moment? Is there a particular performance you think back to and you really love?
Yes. So I did this show called Playlist Live, and it was the first time like I was playing on a big stage, and it was probably 2 years ago. So the cool thing about Playlist Live is like all the homies just come to one spot. It's just like everyone's there. People who are meeting each other for the first time from like knowing each other on the internet or whatever. It's like awesome. And they had put me on the main stage, and my voice had just like left the building. It was just like no bueno from the day before, because I was just yelling like because it was so loud. And so I was like, dang, my voice is just shot. And in the meet and greet before then, I had like people could hear it in my voice. Like I had no voice. So the song comes on stage for this song Goodbyes that I had, and I didn't even sing anything. Just the whole crowd just started, I know what, just going in, and it was the coolest thing. And I have the video of it, and it's my favorite video that I have of any performance, of just seeing them all go so hard for me. And it's such a cool thing to think about, and like, I don't know, that's the coolest thing ever.
That's awesome. I love, by the way, as I'm listening to you, I love the fans, just questions you're getting asked are like freaking out in the comments. It's really fun.
Thank you guys for the great questions.
They really are. All right, this is great. Grace Minghella, I probably butchered her last name, but Grace, what's your favorite song at the moment, like outside of your own music? Is there anything you're just like really vibing with right now, or you enjoy?
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, my two top artists that I've been listening to are Dominic Fike and this artist Smino.
Yeah.
And, so Smino has this song called Reverend, and like I'm super inspired by Smino because one song sounds like 5 different songs but like not in a bad way, like organically. So he has all these crazy melodies, and every time I listen to it, I'm like, wow, this is such a great idea. This guy's so smart. But Smino, this song called Reverend by him is like my all-time favorite right now.
That's awesome. Cool influences too. But I like Fike's production too. It's very it's like, I don't even know what you'd call it, but it's like very eclectic.
Yeah.
The sound. He's got a new album coming out too. That's exciting. All right, Avery's Whoa. Which song that you've released do you hold closest to your heart? Is there one that just means the most to you?
Absolutely. As of recently, Using Me is the most recent song that I had put out. And, you know, it was the way that it was written was amazing, because I had started writing it, and then one of my homies in the session was like, dang, like, you know, I felt this too. Can I like have an input on like maybe my experience with someone using me? And I was like, yeah, of course. So like then a bunch of homies just started coming in, and we were just like, oh, sorry, the dog is like right here. Then me and my homies were just like going in on like, dang, people really do like our oh gosh, this dog.
Guest appearance.
Hello, Sandy. No, me and my homies were just like ranting and complaining about like just how some people can be sometimes, and it was a really cool moment how all of us just like put it into words and got our message out, and different points of view. So even when I listen to the song, it's like I can hear my point of view that I had, and then I can hear my other friends' point of views, and like how all of it is just kind of it's a lesson learning song, you know. I want people to listen to it and think like, dang, you're right, like I should love myself more, and I should do this. So that one definitely is like closest to my heart, just because every time I listen to it, it kind of reminds me like I'm valued, kind of thing. Yeah.
And that's like, cool that you and your buddies could have that. I think that's when music's at its best, when it can actually unify people, right?
Absolutely.
It can bring you closer, and you kind of point out the similarities, because I just feel like there's so much in the world right now that's negative, and also wants to point out the differences in people, right? Whereas like if you can write music, you create something or art, and it's actually pointing out how we're all alike, then that's awesome.
100%. Yeah. So that was definitely one of my coolest like song experiences.
That's awesome, man. Well, congrats on all the success. I can't believe we've been live now for almost like 30 minutes, but we got to do this on MTV soon, and we got to stay in touch, dude. And whenever you got something new coming down, like hit me on DM, and we'll make it happen.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. We'll definitely get to that.
Awesome.
I appreciate you having me on here, and 4th week in a row.
Yeah, so, man. Hell yes.
And I can't wait to see the starting number, because that had me a little excited too. So.
Bro, it's pretty rad. It's pretty rad. The Ozones went ham this week, so I'll see you, dude. Thanks for hopping on.
Of course. Peace out, homie.
See you, bro.